Unless your ability to see is enhanced beyond its present limitations, there is no way to know. To know is to be free.
What if I told you that the moment you activate your third eye, you will never look at the world the same way again? Activating your third eye is not just a spiritual concept or an abstract goal. It is a life-altering experience. It's the awakening of a hidden sense within you, a power that goes beyond sight and hearing. The moment your perception changes forever. It's the ability to perceive the unseen, to understand the deeper currents of energy that flow beneath the surface of everyday life. And once this door is opened, the world you once knew will begin to shift in ways you never expected. But before we dive into this process, it's important to understand what the third eye truly represents. It's often referred to as the seat of intuition, a sacred center that holds the key to higher consciousness. In Hinduism, it is associated with the sixth chakra, known as the ajna, or brow chakra, positioned just above the space between your eyebrows. This energy center is believed to be the gateway to a deeper understanding of the universe, allowing you to tap into knowledge, intuition, and awareness that go far beyond the limits of ordinary perception. In ancient Egypt, the third eye was symbolized by the Eye of Horus, a powerful symbol of protection and wisdom. It was said that the awakening of this eye allowed individuals to see through the veils of illusion and enter into a state of divine insight. In many cultures, it was believed that only the spiritually enlightened could access this heightened state of perception, and unlocking it required intense focus, discipline, and intention. But why does activating your third eye change everything? Why is it that once you experience something, there is no turning back? The answer lies in the nature of the third eye itself. It is a connection to the unseen dimensions of reality, the subtle energies that shape the world around us. These energies exist in the space between what we can see and what we cannot, in the layers of reality that are invisible to the naked eye. When your third eye is activated, you begin to tap into these energies, to perceive them as they flow through you and the world. This newfound awareness changes everything. The shift in perception that comes with activating your third eye is like removing the veil from your eyes. Suddenly, the world you thought you knew becomes a completely different place. Patterns that were once invisible to you will emerge. The interconnectedness of all things will become undeniable, and the layers of truth that once seemed hidden will begin to reveal themselves. You will see the energy that flows through all living beings, understand the unspoken truths that lie beneath every interaction, and hear the whispers of the universe guiding you forward. The first time you activate your third eye, it's like stepping into a new reality. It may happen gradually or all at once, but once it happens, you can never unsee what you have seen. You begin to understand the vastness of the spiritual realm and your place within it. It's as if a door has been opened to a new way of being, and there is no closing it once it's open. You may begin to notice subtle shifts in your perception. Colors may seem more vibrant, sounds may be more resonant, and even the smallest of details may feel significant. This is the beginning of seeing beyond the physical world and into the energetic fabric of existence. Your senses are heightened, and you begin to realize that there is far more to reality than you ever imagined. Every object, every person, and every moment holds an energy that can be felt, understood, and connected with. With this expanded awareness, you will start to perceive energy fields that were once invisible to you. You may notice how people's emotions and thoughts are reflected in the aura around them. You may sense the energies of places. Some may feel peaceful and nurturing, while others might feel heavy or unsettling. This deeper awareness allows you to make decisions that are in harmony with your highest good, as you can intuitively sense the vibrations of situations, people, and places. However, this new awareness also comes with its challenges. The world you once knew, with its clear-cut distinctions between the material and the spiritual, begins to blur. The boundaries between what is real and what is an illusion become less clear, and you may find yourself questioning things that once seemed unquestionable. You may even struggle with this new perception, as it can be overwhelming at times. The flood of information that comes from opening your third eye can feel like being inundated with a constant flow of insight, some of which may be difficult to process. This heightened state of awareness can also make you more sensitive to the energies of others. You may find yourself picking up on emotions, thoughts, and intentions that you were previously unaware of. While this can be a powerful tool for empathy and understanding, it can also be exhausting if you don't learn to protect and center your energy. The more you develop this ability, the more you will need to create boundaries to safeguard your own well-being. But even with the challenges that come with activating your third eye, there is a profound sense of liberation that accompanies it. You begin to realize that you are no longer limited by the illusions of the physical world. The fears, doubts, and distractions that once held you back begin to fade as you step into a more empowered and authentic version of yourself. You begin to trust in your own inner wisdom and intuition, allowing you to navigate life with a sense of purpose and clarity. Activating your third eye is not one of instant gratification. It requires patience, dedication, and practice. But once you have experienced the shift in perception, there is no going back. The world will never look the same again, and you will never be the same person. You will have awakened to a new dimension of reality, one that is filled with infinite possibilities, deeper insights, and a connection to the divine. As we move forward in this journey of activation, we will explore the methods and practices that can help you open your third eye with purpose and intention. But remember, once you embark on this path, the truth you uncover will change your life forever. And you must be ready for it, because once you see, there is no turning back. The unseen path and the power of inner vision. The activation of the third eye doesn't mean you are instantly given all the answers to life's mysteries. Far from it. It's a process of opening yourself up to new ways of understanding and experiencing reality. It's about learning to navigate this newly expanded world with discernment and wisdom. You are tapping into the greater consciousness that exists within you and around you, but that doesn't mean every piece of information you encounter will be clear or easily understood. There is a process of integration that occurs as you deepen your connection to your third eye. The ancient sages understood that this heightened awareness required careful cultivation. The third eye, while an incredible gift, is not a toy or a tool for casual exploration. It's a sacred energy center, one that, when properly activated, can open doors to profound self-discovery and enlightenment. But it can also be overwhelming if not approached with respect and intention. This is why those who seek to awaken their third eye are often cautioned to proceed with caution. The path of awakening is not one of instant mastery, and it is one that can stir up emotions, memories, and energies that you may not be ready to confront. Think of it as stepping into a room you've always known existed, but never had the courage to enter. When you first walk in, the air feels thick with newness, the energy charged with the weight of the unknown. It might feel a little uncomfortable or even chaotic, but as you adjust, you begin to find a rhythm. You start to learn how to read the vibrations in the room, understanding the subtle shifts in energy that reveal deeper truths. With this new vision, you will begin to see the world not as a static, unchanging entity, but as a dynamic, energetic force. Every object, every person, every interaction will reveal itself to you as a dance of energy and vibration. You will start to feel the pulse of life in everything you encounter. The chair you sit in, the food you eat, the conversations you have. All of these things hold an energetic imprint that can be read by the awakened third eye. But with this awareness also comes a greater responsibility. Now that you can see the world through a new lens, you have a deeper understanding of the impact your thoughts, emotions, and actions have on the world around you. Your every word, your every thought sends ripples through the energetic fabric of existence. The awakened third eye brings not just knowledge, but a profound sense of accountability. You are no longer blind to the unseen forces at work within you and in the world. This is where the true power of your third eye lies, not in the ability to see things that others cannot, but in the capacity to understand the interconnection between all things. You begin to realize that everything is energy, and that energy is constantly shifting and evolving. You begin to understand the law of attraction, how your thoughts and feelings shape your reality, and how you can consciously direct your energy toward your highest good. As you deepen your practice of activating your third eye, you may encounter moments of doubt or confusion. You may find yourself questioning what you see or feeling uncertain about the information that comes through. This is normal. The world of energetic perception is complex and nuanced. Not everything you encounter will be immediately clear. But with time, patience, and practice, the fog will lift, and you will begin to see with greater clarity. You might also find that certain aspects of your life begin to shift in unexpected ways. People, situations, and even habits that once felt aligned with you may no longer resonate. This is the natural consequence of becoming more attuned to the vibrations of the world. As your energy shifts, the energy around you will also change. This can sometimes feel disorienting, but it is a necessary part of the process. When you open your third eye, you are aligning with a higher state of consciousness. And as you do so, you will naturally attract the circumstances, people, and opportunities that match that frequency. However, be prepared for the fact that the process of awakening is not always easy. You may feel at times that you are walking through a period of transition where things no longer feel familiar. The person you were before activating your third eye may seem like a distant memory. You may find yourself letting go of old patterns, beliefs, and attachments that no longer serve you. This can be a difficult but liberating process. At the same time, as your third eye continues to open, you will also begin to experience the benefits of this newfound awareness. Your intuition will grow stronger, your sense of purpose will become clearer, and you will feel more connected to the divine wisdom within you. Your third eye is not just a tool for insight. It is a gateway to living a life that is more aligned with your true essence. Once you activate your third eye, there is no turning back. You are entering a new phase of your spiritual journey, one where the limits of the material world no longer confine you. You are stepping into the full spectrum of reality, where the visible and invisible, the known and unknown, meet and merge. Once you experience this, once you feel the pull of this higher frequency, you will never look at the world or yourself in the same way again. The language of energy and the mirror within. Once your third eye begins to open, something shifts deep inside. You no longer look at life the same way. It's as if you've been handed a new set of eyes, not physical ones, but eyes that see the truth behind the surface. This is not imagination. It's not guesswork. It's a quiet, steady knowing that rises from within. With this inner sight, you start to sense things others may miss. You walk into a room, and without anyone saying a word, you feel the mood. You look into someone's eyes, and you can almost hear the story their soul is telling. Colors seem brighter, time feels slower. Nature pulls you in. There's a stillness that begins to live inside you. You're no longer rushing, you're observing, feeling, noticing. What you are truly experiencing is energy. Every person, thought, word, and object carries energy. This energy has a tone, a texture. Sometimes it's light and calming. Other times it feels heavy or sharp. Before your third eye opened, you may have felt these things but couldn't name them. Now they are louder and clearer. It's like tuning a radio and finally catching the right frequency. You begin to read the invisible language of the universe. This language speaks in silence, in symbols, and in sensations. It shows up in your dreams, in the way your body reacts, or in the strange coincidences that seem to follow you. You might think of someone, and they call you. You might feel a push in your heart telling you to turn left instead of right, and when you listen, something unexpected but important happens. These are not accidents. This is your third eye guiding you. It is waking up from sleep. In ancient texts, it said that most people live in a dream, moving through life without truly seeing it. The third eye is the awakening from that dream. The Buddha spoke of it as enlightenment. When you begin to see clearly, you must also face what you've ignored. The third eye acts like a mirror. It doesn't just reflect the beauty outside, it shows you what's within. And sometimes that means looking at wounds you've buried, fears you've avoided, or truths you didn't want to accept. This part is not always easy, but it is necessary. Healing is a natural part of the third eye opening. Your inner world begins to rise to the surface, asking to be felt, understood, and let go. Old beliefs may fall away. Habits that once felt comforting may no longer fit. Some relationships might feel different. This is all part of your energy shifting. You are becoming clearer, lighter, stronger. It's important during this stage to give yourself grace. Don't rush the process. Don't force yourself to have visions or deep spiritual experiences right away. The third eye is not a trick or a shortcut. It is a relationship, one that grows deeper the more you listen to it. The more quiet time you give yourself, the more your inner voice speaks. One of the simplest ways to strengthen this connection is through presence, just being here, now. When you eat, really taste. When you walk, feel your feet touch the earth. When you breathe, notice the air filling your chest. These moments of stillness are where the third eye feels most alive. In silence, it speaks the loudest. You might also find that your intuition begins to lead you more often. That quiet nudge in your stomach, or the feeling that something just isn't right, becomes more noticeable. Before, you may have brushed it off. Now, you feel it more deeply and you start to trust it. This trust is one of the greatest gifts the third eye gives. It doesn't need loud answers or clear instructions. It only needs space, patience, and belief. With this trust comes freedom. You begin to see that you don't have to follow the noise of the world. You don't have to seek approval or chase endless goals. You realize that much of what you were told to care about no longer holds power over you. The third eye shifts your values. You begin to care more about truth, peace, connection, and purpose. The outer world may still spin, but your inner world grows still and rooted. At this point, you may notice your dreams become more vivid. You might wake up with clear messages or feelings that stay with you all day. You may also begin to sense other people's emotions without them saying a word. You could walk by someone and suddenly feel sad or anxious without knowing why. This sensitivity is not a weakness, it's your spirit tuning in. With practice, you'll learn how to tell what belongs to you and what doesn't, and how to clear away what's not needed. Some people also begin to experience gentle visuals, colors during meditation, flashes of light, or symbolic images when their eyes are closed. These are natural signs that your third eye is adjusting to its new role. Don't be afraid of these experiences. Instead, treat them like whispers from your soul. They don't demand answers, they ask for your presence. As your inner sight continues to grow, so will your sense of knowing. Not the kind you learn from books or teachers, but a deeper kind, knowing that comes from the heart. You begin to understand without needing proof. You feel truth when you hear it. You recognize lies without needing an explanation. This knowing is your compass. It guides you through uncertainty and brings calm during storms. The third eye opens a new door, but you are the one who must choose to walk through it. You are no longer just living on the surface. You are going deeper, seeing more, becoming more. But you may ask, how do you turn your inner sight into outer reality? Turning inner vision into outer reality. It begins with the one thing you carry everywhere, your energy. Once the third eye is open, life becomes more than what we see with the physical eyes. The world you once knew begins to look and feel different, not because it has changed, but because you have. Now your awareness is deeper. You are not just watching life happen, you are part of the energy shaping it. This shift is powerful, and it's also subtle. It doesn't always come with flashing lights or loud voices. Sometimes it's just a feeling, a quiet push to do something, go somewhere, or speak a truth you've held inside. These nudges are not random, they come from a wiser place within you, and now, for the first time, you are listening. One of the most amazing things that happens after your third eye is open is the change in how your thoughts affect your world. You begin to see that thoughts are not just in your head, they are energy. Every time you think, feel, or speak, you are sending out a wave. That wave moves through your body, your space, and even beyond. Before this awakening, you might have thought you had no control over what happens around you, but now you start to see patterns. You think something, and then it shows up. You feel something strongly, and it influences others. This isn't just chance. Your energy is magnetic. The third eye helps you notice this, and it also helps you guide it. Your focus becomes a tool. What you pay attention to grows. If you focus on peace, you feel calmer. If you keep thinking about fear, it begins to show up more. The third eye doesn't make this happen. It helps you see that it's always been happening. You just didn't realize it until now. This is why clarity becomes so important. When your inner world is calm and clear, the outer world begins to reflect that. It doesn't mean everything becomes perfect, but you feel more in control of how you respond. Your energy becomes strong, steady, and hard to shake. You learn to protect it, to use it wisely. Many spiritual paths speak of this power. In ancient India, the yogis called it siddhi, the ability to shape reality with the mind. In Hermetic teachings, it's said that the universe is mental and all things come from thought. Even in the teachings of Jesus we hear, "As you believe, so shall it be done unto you." All of these point to the same truth. Your mind is a doorway, and the third eye is the key. But this kind of power isn't about control or force. It's not about making things happen just because you want them. True creation begins from within. It starts with stillness, with understanding yourself, your emotions, and your reasons. When the third eye is open, it helps you choose with care. It helps you ask, what is the deeper reason I want this? Will it help me grow? Will it bring peace? When your energy is clear and your heart is in the right place, your thoughts move faster. You may start to notice how small changes in how you think begin to shift your entire day. You smile at someone and they open up. You let go of anger and your body feels lighter. These little shifts become the building blocks of your outer life. Another thing that changes is how you speak. Words are no longer just sounds, they are spells. Every word carries energy. The third eye helps you notice this. You begin to speak more carefully. You speak less when you don't need to, and more when your voice carries truth. You understand that words can lift or hurt. You choose to lift. People may also begin to react to you differently. Some will feel drawn to your energy, not even knowing why. Others might feel uncomfortable because you reflect what they're not ready to face. This is not your fault. It simply means your light is strong enough to shine without needing to be liked. You walk with quiet confidence, knowing that your path is your own. In time, you will learn how to use your vision to help others. When someone talks, you'll hear not only their words, but the pain or hope behind them. When someone is lost, you'll feel it in your heart. And when they are ready, you'll offer light, not by fixing them, but by standing in your truth. That alone becomes a guide for others. Still, this power must be used gently. The more you see, the more you must honor what you know. You cannot turn your gift into a weapon. The third eye doesn't make you better than others. It connects you with others. It reminds you that we are all part of the same web. The more you rise, the more you're meant to lift others. To keep your energy strong, you may start to care more about what you allow into your space. This includes the food you eat, the music you listen to, the places you visit, and the people around you. Everything is energy. The third eye doesn't just open you up, it makes you sensitive to what builds you up or pulls you down. One simple practice that helps is sitting in silence, just being. Let your thoughts come and go without chasing them. Let your breath slow. Let your body soften. This is where the third eye speaks the loudest, in silence, not in noise. You may also find yourself more drawn to nature. Trees, rivers, mountains, even the night sky. All of these speak a quiet truth. They remind you of the bigger picture, of how connected everything is. Nature doesn't rush, and neither should you. The third eye isn't a race, it's a path, one step at a time. As your journey deepens, you will begin to notice something beautiful. You no longer seek answers from the outside. You no longer ask others what is right for you. You look within, and there you find the answers you once thought were lost. In the next part, we will explore the tests of the third eye, because once it opens, life begins to challenge you in new ways. You will be asked to stand in truth when it's hard, to see the world as it is, not as you wish it to be. But within those tests lies your greatest strength, and the next step of awakening is learning to face them with courage and with light. The tests that come after awakening. After the third eye opens, things start to change, on the outside and inside. You might expect everything to get easier, but instead, the world may test you more. This is not a punishment, it's part of the journey. Just like when a seed begins to grow, it must break through the soil. That struggle makes it stronger. The same is true for you. These tests show up in quiet ways. Sometimes it looks like old habits returning. You might feel pulled back into fear, doubt, or anger. Other times, people around you may not understand what's happening to you. They may question your choices or even laugh at your new way of seeing. This can hurt, but it is also a lesson. It asks, will you stay true to yourself, or will you shrink to fit who you used to be? The third eye makes you more aware. You start to notice things you once ignored, people's energy, your own thoughts, how fast the world moves. You can't unsee what you now see, and that's where the tests begin. You're being shown parts of yourself that were hiding before. Maybe you notice how quickly you judge others, or how often you avoid hard feelings. The third eye doesn't judge you. It helps you see so that you can grow. Many people think that once you awaken, you should always feel peace. But that's not how real growth works. True spiritual vision brings up deep things, things from the past, from pain, and even from fear. You are asked to face them, not to run, not to hide, but to meet them with honesty. And when you do, something powerful happens. You heal. Ancient wisdom often speaks of this. In the story of the Buddha, after he awakened under the Bodhi tree, he was visited by Mara, the spirit of illusion and temptation. Mara tried to shake his peace, to distract him. But the Buddha didn't fight. He simply said, "I see you, Mara." That's the lesson. When fear or confusion shows up, you don't need to run. You just need to see it for what it is. That's the power of your third eye. Sometimes the test comes through silence. You may feel alone, like no one understands what you're going through. This quiet space can feel empty, but it's where the deepest work happens. It's where you meet yourself. In stillness, the truth rises. It might come as a whisper, a feeling, or a small light in the dark. Trust that voice. It is your own soul speaking. Other times, the test is about patience. When your third eye is open, you might expect things to happen quickly. You might want answers, signs, or change right away. But the spiritual path is not rushed. The third eye gives you vision, not shortcuts. It shows you the path, but you still have to walk it, step by step, breath by breath. You may also face confusion. Things that once felt clear may now seem strange. Beliefs you once held tightly may start to loosen. This can be scary, but it's also part of the awakening. You are not losing your way. You are letting go of old maps so you can trust your own direction. The heart and the third eye work together. As your vision sharpens, your heart opens. You begin to feel things more deeply: joy, sadness, love, even the pain of others. This is a gift, not a burden. You are learning to hold space for life just as it is. The more you accept, the more peace you find. These tests are not here to break you. They are here to shape you. Like fire that purifies gold, pressure helps reveal your strength. The third eye doesn't give you escape. It gives you courage. It helps you walk into the storm and find the calm inside it. There may be moments when you feel like giving up. You may think, was it better before I awakened? This is natural. But look again. Before, you were moving through life half asleep. Now, you are awake. And even when it's hard, being awake is more honest, more real, and more full of light than sleep ever was. In these times, remember to breathe, return to your center, sit with yourself, speak gently inside your mind. Remind yourself that this path is sacred, even when it's not easy. You are not alone. Many have walked this road before you, and many walk it now beside you, in silence and strength. You may notice your dreams becoming clearer. Messages may come in symbols, animals, or feelings. The third eye opens not only your waking vision, but your sleeping one too. Your spirit speaks while your body rests. Pay attention. Write down what you remember. The more you listen, the more will be shown. You will also begin to see patterns in people and life. You will recognize what is true and what is not just by feeling. Lies will feel heavy. Truth will feel light. You don't need to explain it. You will simply know. This knowing becomes your guide. Trust it. But remember, the more you see, the more you must walk with care. Use your insight with love. Don't judge others for not seeing what you see. Everyone is on their own journey. Share when it helps. Stay silent when it heals. Let your presence do the work. The third eye helps you create your world, not just see it. But how? Creating with your third eye. When your third eye is open and strong, it doesn't just help you see the world differently, it helps you shape the world around you. This is one of the most powerful parts of awakening. You begin to understand that your thoughts, feelings, and energy all carry weight. You're not just watching life, you're building it from the inside out. This is something many ancient teachings agree on. In the Hermetic belief, there's a simple truth: as within, so without. What you hold inside, your beliefs, your emotions, your focus, will start to show up in your outer life. The third eye helps you connect to that inner world so you can clean it, clear it, and create with it. It all starts with attention. What you give your energy to grows. Before awakening, your focus might have jumped from fear to fear, problem to problem. Now, with your third eye active, you can guide that focus with more care. You learn to choose what you feed. You start thinking with intention. You ask, what do I want to see more of in my life? Then, you hold that vision in your heart and your mind like a steady flame. The third eye is like a lens. It sharpens your view and helps you direct your thoughts like a beam of light. This doesn't mean you ignore pain or pretend problems don't exist. It means you learn to look at them differently. You look through them, not just at them. And beyond them, you start to see solutions, healing, and possibility. This is where creation begins, not with effort, but with clarity. You begin to feel how your energy shifts your space. Walk into a room with a peaceful mind, and that peace spreads. Speak with love, and people soften. Even when others don't notice it clearly, they feel something different in your presence. That is your third eye in motion. It's more than vision, it's vibration. One of the most powerful tools you now have is imagination. Not the kind used for escape, but the kind used for building. When you imagine something deeply, when you feel it, see it, and believe in it, your mind and energy start to create a path for it. The third eye helps you focus this image. It gives strength to your vision. Many wise teachers spoke of this. Jesus said that faith as small as a mustard seed could move mountains. That's not just about belief, it's about inner focus. When your third eye is awake, your belief becomes sharper. You don't need to push or force. You align with what you want to create, and the world begins to meet you there. But this kind of creation comes with care. You must be honest with yourself. You can't trick the third eye. If your heart wants one thing, but your mind says another, the energy gets confused. So you must go deep. Ask, what do I truly want? What feels real to me? What makes my soul light up? The answers will guide your creative power. You also begin to let go of timelines. When your third eye is open, you stop rushing. You stop begging the world for results. You know that creation takes time, just like a tree takes time to grow. You learn to trust the process. You plant the seed with your vision, water it with your actions, and then rest in patience. Doubt will still come sometimes, but you'll see it as part of the path, not something to fear. Just another voice passing through your mind. You can greet it kindly and keep moving forward. With time, you also become more sensitive to truth. The third eye helps you feel when something is real and when it's not. This helps you make better choices, speak more clearly, and avoid the traps of false promises or illusions. You begin to live in alignment. Your inner world and your outer world match. That is power. At this stage, you might also feel called to help others. When your vision becomes clear, you naturally want to share that light. You don't need to preach. Your life itself becomes a message. Your calm presence becomes a teaching. Your quiet wisdom helps others remember their own. Creation is not only about things, it's about how you feel each day. It's about creating space inside yourself for peace, joy, and love. When your third eye is fully active, you don't chase happiness, you create it. You see the beauty in small moments. You hold stillness even when life is loud, and you know how to return to your center when you feel lost. This is what the third eye offers. Not just sight, but direction. Not just ideas, but focus. Not just power, but peace. Living with an awakened third eye. Once your third eye is truly open, life no longer feels the same. The way you see, think, feel, and move through the world changes deeply. You don't just live on the surface anymore. You begin to feel the layers beneath everything, the energy behind people's words, the truth behind the silence, and the quiet signs the universe places on your path. This new awareness isn't always easy. At first, it can feel like too much. You might notice things you once ignored. The noise in busy places might feel louder. People's emotions may cling to you more. You may sense when something is off, even when others say everything is fine. That's not your imagination. That's your third eye working. But over time, you learn how to hold this awareness without being overwhelmed. You stop reacting to everything. You become steady, like still water. You observe more. You listen deeper. And slowly, the world around you begins to respond. People feel calmer near you. Animals might come closer. Even nature seems more alive. Your senses may sharpen, not just physically but energetically. You may feel pulled to certain places or people without knowing why. You may avoid others without any clear reason. These are not random. Your third eye is helping you move toward what feeds your spirit and away from what drains it. You learn to trust that feeling more than logic, and most of the time, it guides you right. In yogic traditions, it's the deepening of intuition. In Buddhism, it's mindfulness with clear sight. In Egyptian and Hermetic thought, it's the eye of Horus, seeing both the seen and unseen. Whatever name you use, the experience is similar, a quiet inner knowing that helps you walk your path with purpose. You also start to understand the bigger picture of life. You may still feel pain, but you no longer feel lost in it. You may still face hard moments, but you now see them as part of your growth. You begin to understand that life isn't just random. There are patterns, there are lessons, and you are not just a player, you are also the author. You might stop rushing. You might stop trying to control everything. When your third eye is open, you learn to trust the flow of things. You take action when it feels right. You wait when it doesn't. You speak only when needed. This balance gives you peace, even when the world outside is fast and loud. Some days, your third eye might feel quiet. You might question if it's still open. That's normal. Like a muscle, it grows stronger with use. Stillness helps. So does silence. Spending time in nature, sitting in the sun, watching the stars, these things feed your inner eye. They give it space to breathe. Your third eye helps you hear what's always been there. You can no longer pretend you don't see. You can no longer lie to yourself. The third eye asks you to be honest, to live with truth, even when it's hard. That's part of the path. And though it might feel heavy at times, it also brings great freedom. You're no longer trapped by fear. You know now that fear is just a shadow. You don't need to fight it. You just shine light on it. You face it gently, with patience, and slowly those old fears start to melt. In their place grows a quiet courage. That courage helps you speak your truth, even when others disagree, even when it's hard. But you don't speak to win. You speak to share, to guide, to help. Your words become soft, yet strong. People begin to listen, not just to what you say, but to how you make them feel. Living with an awakened third eye is like standing on a high mountain. You see farther than before. You see the paths below, the valleys, the rivers, the storms. From that view, you begin to understand that every part of the journey has value, even the hard parts. even the quiet waits. You might not be able to turn back, but you won't want to. This new sight brings depth, beauty, meaning. It gives you a sense of direction that no outside map ever could. You start to walk through life like a gentle flame, calm, warm, and steady. You begin to create from within. You speak with care. You choose your thoughts. You protect your peace. And most of all, you live in truth, not just for yourself, but for the world. This is the gift of the third eye. Not just vision, but clarity. Not just insight, but connection. You see the soul in things. You feel the rhythm of life, and you know deep in your bones that everything is part of something greater. This is not an end, it's a doorway. Your third eye is not a finish line, it's a beginning. Now you walk with eyes wide open, you move through life awake, and from here, everything is possible. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.